Today's round is probably my favorite course since moving to the southern Indiana area, called Sultans Run in Jasper, Indiana. Just a really nice course, great holes, great shape. First hole's I'm playing the gold tees, 405 yards, hit a pretty good drive. This was dead into the wind, this hole. It was a very windy day. And left my second shot. It was about 175 yards uphill, hit a 5-iron, and left it short. And I was having trouble with the tripod. The wind kept blowing it over, so I left it over by the cart. And I chipped up to the fringe. I think I almost chipped this one in. Yeah, I left it just short. So start off with a bogey. Second hole is a downhill. You can't see the green. 170-yard par 3, and I hit a 7-iron right at the pin. It went over the pin into the back fringe. So I had either a chip or a putt, and I decided to putt it and lagged it up there pretty good to about 1.5 feet. And tap it in for a 3. Third hole is about 305 yards. Narrow drive into the wind. Didn't hit really a great 3-wood, but up the right-hand side. Still left me a good 100 yards, I want to say. I didn't hit that 3-wood very far into the wind, but hit a wedge up there to about 20 feet. And I think the greens, I guess they had dried out. We haven't had much rain lately. And it's cooled off a little bit, and the greens were very quick. As you can see, I putted it right off camera. Not good. So now I have at least a 10-footer back up the hill for par. And I end up knocking it in somehow. Fourth hole is a par 5, dogleg left, narrow fairway, really lots of trouble up around the green, so it's a 3-shot hole. It's playing 515 yards. Hit a good drive up the left-hand side. Now I'm just going to lay up. I have a 5-iron. I'm 235 out. I just want to try to lay up on the right-hand side where it's kind of a plateau that's up on the top side, but you can see I hit it to the left, and it carried down to about 89 yards with the wind, and yeah, one bounce on the green and then over. There's just no way to stop it. So I have a blind chip back up the hill, and actually hit what I thought was a really good chip, and it was, to about 6 feet. So I have this for par. Which would be a really nice save after that horrible sand wedge, but knock it a good 1.5 feet past. So now I have this little knee knocker to save bogey. So I make a 6, and this is a 160-yard par 3 down the hill. I have a 7-iron. I don't hit it bad. I just overcooked it a little bit to the left into that left bunker. And now I have an awkward shot with 1 foot out, 1 foot in, right up against the lip. And really just wanted to make sure I got it out. I had I think the distance was right. It was about pin high. But just a poor chip. And now I have this for bogey. And I thought it was good. And I rammed it right off the pin. So disappointing 5 on what it should have been an easy par 3. All right, here's the par 5. I only get the drive on this hole. I drive it right over those sand traps you can see on the right. Hit it really good, about a 250 carry. But ended up making par on the hole. I ended up having cart trouble, and they had to come out and deal with that. And I just finished up the hole, walking it, and ended up making par. So on to number 7. I hit a pretty good drive to the right at about 100 yards over those trees to a tucked pin on the left. So I kind of played it safe and hit toward the middle of the green and left me about a 30-foot putt for birdie. With a big break to the left and lag it up there pretty good. And then tapped it in for the par. This is another shortest par 4, 300 yards. And hit it to about 80 with my 3-wood. Then hit a sand wedge. Started right at the pin and then kind of went left about 10 yards. So I had this 20-foot uphill putt. No, I guess it was about 10 feet. I guess I hit that closer than I thought. But couldn't convert. So a nice tap in par. Number 9 is a sharp dogleg left over a ravine. Number 1 handicap hole, tough hole. Can't miss left. Everything is OB. So I started up the right, hit the right side of the fairway, and have about 160 in. And I decided to hit a 7-iron. I think the wind was a little tricky, but it was with us. And yeah, I hit a pretty good shot. Now I have this 12 to 15 footer or so for birdie. Yeah, and these greens were just a little bit on the slick side. So now I have a solid 4-footer for par. And you really don't want to miss, don't want to 3-putt from 15 feet, obviously. But get that to drop. So 4 over 40 on the front. Back 9, I don't know what happened on number 10, but I missed my drive. This is actually my 3rd shot from about 100 yards with a 50 degree, and this was my 2nd shot to get to that shot. Somehow these got switched up. But this was a 5-wood. I had about 280, I think. No, it was about 320 to the green. Hit it about 220 with the wind to that shot you saw before that, which left me here. Uphill putt, makeable. Didn't hit a bad putt, just misread it a little bit. So end up with a par. This is a 360-yard par 4, dogleg left. Probably my best 3-wood of the day. Really hit it solid right down the middle. Left me about 120. So I have my pitching wedge. Actually, I only had about 110. Hit that 3-wood really good, about 250. So 50 degree, I hit okay, but I got a really good kick off that right fringe. Kicked it onto the green. So it left me about a 15-foot uphill putt for birdie. Not a bad putt. Just misread it just a little bit. Had a little more break. But a good par. This par 3 is 200 yards downhill into the wind. And I usually hit a 4-iron, but the wind was really picking up. So I tried to hit an easy 5-wood, and unfortunately skipped it over the green into the water behind the green. So I didn't have anywhere to put the camera. So I just put it up by the green. I had a blind chip uphill. And chipped it just past. About 20 feet. So I took a penalty. That's my third shot. Now I've got about a 20-footer downhill for a 4. Thinking back, I probably should have just hit the 4-iron. If it comes up short, at least you're safe, and just chip and 2-putt at worst for bogey. So now I have this long putt that looks pretty good and just drops in. So that helps. Get out of there with a bogey. This is a par 5, straight away, straight into the wind. You've got about 220 to carry the junk in front of you. And I hit it really good. It's 270 to that sand trap you see is 270. So into the wind, pretty good shot. I have a 5 wood, just laying up. Didn't hit it great, but hit it straight and up the hill. Left me about 99 yards with a 50-degree into the wind uphill. Hit it a little bit thin, but right at it. And yeah, left me this nice 6-footer for birdie, which, these you just somehow have to make somewhat consistently. You don't get these too many times in a round. So yeah, convert for the birdie. So I'm hanging tough, even on the back, 4 over for the round. And this drive is on a 400-yard par 4, which goes downhill on the approach shot. If you can see by the divots there by my ball, I've got a downhill lie, which means, I've got to be careful not to hit the ground first. But I do anyways. But get it down there around the green. Wasn't a terrible result. Just a bad swing. And I hit a really good chip to leave me, 6 to 8 feet to save par. Which would be nice after that miss hit, basically, on my second shot. And just can't get it to drop. So on to number 15. 375-yard, par 4, water all down the left. Cannot miss left. And I tried to catch the left sand trap. I'm 100 yards out into the wind, all water, tough shot, and hit maybe one of my better shots of the day, considering the circumstances, and have this for birdie after all that, about a 15 to 20 footer. Hit a good putt. I thought had a chance to go in, but a little too firm, and now I've got this little testy little 3.5 footer. I mean, these are the ones that keep your score respectable. You have to make these. And I lip it out. So disappointing 2-putt or 3-putt from 20 feet. End up with the bogey. This is a 175-yard par 3. I kind of flare I think it was a 5-iron out to the right. Again, I'm up against the lip on that sand trap, and hit it to the back fringe and then 2-putt for the bogey. So I need to finish par to break 80. And this was one of, let's see, a 400 yard, actually 383 yard par 4. Didn't hit a great drive, but left me about 150 into the wind uphill. I think I just hit an easy 8-iron. And left it a little bit short and to the right. But at least have a birdie putt about 15 feet. With a big break to the left, and I thought it had a chance right there, but ended up just behind the hole. Less than a foot, so, but take the tap in par. And 18, sharp dog leg to the right, 400 yards, but with the wind. So I hit my 3-wood, hit a really good drive. You've really got to keep it in play. And one of the prettiest holes out here in this area. Definitely the prettiest hole on this course. So at 138 yards, I hit a 9-iron. About 6 feet. You can't get the putt to drop for birdie. But take the par for 39 on the back, so 40 and 39 for 79. With the waterfall in the background. See you on the next one.